player, and I get it. You want your bag, but the Niners didn't offer you 14 million. They offered you 26.
The podcast where the mic drops happen. This is the SHAE Max Show. All right. Welcome to the SHAE Max Show. Sorry for the difficult technologies, but we're here. I am in this episode with my very special guest, Miss Monica Madrid from Football is Sexy. Monica, how are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad we finally got it together, and I'm excited to be on your show, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of your program. So this is actually a great collaboration because people don't know is that SHAE has joined the Football and Sexy program. So,
yes.
Of which, we're going to just get started on how that got started, your love for sports, as you explain your background in sports.
Right. So I used to try to fix this little hair right here. I love football. You know, I've been into sports my entire life. You know, my dad had one child, and that was me, and he was a sports guy. I mean, it was growing up in the Bay, it was San Fransisco 49ers, Giants, Warriors, you know. So I always like to say I felt like I kind of got raised in Candlestick, you know. I know nothing different. I know nothing different other than to bleed my team. But all that to say, when he passed of cancer in, 2014, it really dawned on me when I was going through his things that all of my favorite memories were wrapped around football. And it was my favorite pictures wrapped around football. And it just was like, wow, what if I didn't have this? Like, I can't even imagine what my life would be without sports, especially football. And then it dawned on me like, wow, well, if you wanted to learn the game and you didn't have a dad like I did or someone in your life to show you the game, how would you even start? And I realized there really is no way to learn the game. And so now you can learn it with Football Sexy. We have the first mobile app to ever teach the sport. We have trivia in there. You can change the color of your team, the color of your app to your favorite team. You have the first ever glossary. Literally, I wrote every definition myself to really make it really easy, because even if you Google some of the terms, it's even more confusing, really. So I took the time to literally put a whole glossary and explain things as I would do it to like someone literally like sitting next to me. And Football Sexy was born, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, I have a social media platform. We have our own podcast now. We have apparel, and we are full brand now. So it's been exciting. I quit my good paying job to do it, and I'm crazy like that. I just, I love football, and I think it comes across in all the platforms that it's infectious. It brings people together. It brings community together. And so this is what I do now, 24/7, talk football. That's it. And especially, of course, my boys.
Yeah, definitely. And to all of you who may not know, Football is Sexy is a program that basically, ambassadors people, encourages people to enhance their love for football. Recruiting me in part of Steeler Nation. Unfortunately, I don't have my Steeler gear on today, but we will throughout the season. And this is the thing people don't get. It's like how much of a sacrifice it is to give up something that, is allowing you to survive, like your day job, to get a career, to follow your passion. And when you do things like that, it takes a lot of courage, but you understand the long-term effect it can have. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
Absolutely. To be a fan, and that's what I love about our page is we really give women a place to feel seen and heard in the world of football, but it shows where you can like show your fandom and your knowledge. You know, we collab with women that love to talk football, and a lot of our ambassadors like you love football. It's a whole nother world. You know, don't don't call me, don't text me. I'm not going anywhere on Thursday. I'm not going anywhere on Sunday, and I'm not going
Nope.
anywhere on Monday night. So if I'm in a relationship, these are conversations that need to be had. You know what I mean? And by the way, that's 6 months out of the year. And then just so you know, be prepared for my depression come mid February all the way to August. So these being a football fan can really affect your life in a great
Daily.
way. Yeah, I mean it's a great thing. I mean, what's about ready to go down, and you know, all these relationships are these conversations are being had, and flights are being booked, and tickets are being bought, and got to get the new gear, and it's a whole nother life.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't trade for anything, right?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah,
Listen, the one thing that we speak on when we say football is our life is people don't get like it's hard to not watch football. You know, it's hard. Growing up in my family, I'm currently in Pittsburgh, but I did grow up in New York, New Jersey, and the one question I always got asked is why are you not rooting for the Giants or the Jets? What made you become the Steelers? Become a Steelers fan? And I'm like, listen, I watch a lot of games from the Giants and the Jets, but it was just something about the Steelers, other than winning championships, of course, and not being on your couches 90% of the years that I've been born.
yeah,
But
right,
but it's just something about the Steel City that made me feel like I belong. Like something that just made me want to watch more. You grow up watching guys like the Troy Polamalu's, the Ben Roethlisbergers, Jerome Bettis's, the Willie Parkers, many guys like that. That's the people who made me want to watch more football. So therefore, that's why I picked my team. And
right.
I'm passionate about it that, listen, my daytime job, let's just say we have a mutual understanding that Thursdays I'm off. Don't call me in. I'm gonna be on my couch. That's why I just have off the whole year on Sundays. I just don't even bother. Saturdays it's a toss up. But if I'm going on the road, then it is what it is. See ya. See you
Yep.
Monday when I come back. But if it's a Monday game, just don't call me in. Don't call me in. But the one thing I like about my daytime job is that I'm able to get to the games on Mondays. So that's the thing. And it's just it's like you love it so much to a point you allow your daily life to revolve around it instead of it revolving around your daily life, if that makes sense. And that's the thing that people just don't get. It's just that one addiction that you just refuse to go to rehab for that don't kill you, but still.
Right, 100%. It's like there's once you become a fan, there's really no going back. I've never heard anybody, and I interview a lot of people, probably like you. I've never heard anyone say, "Well, I got into football and then I got out." Like
There's no
it,
out.
it's like the best gang in the world. Like once you get in, you can't get out. Like it's just not. There's no getting out. Now I do hear people like, "I'm done with the Dolphins. I'm done with the Jets." Because they break your heart for so many years, where you kind of start gravitating towards another team or a player, but you never get out of football.
Never. It's just always going to be guys from, even if your team stinks, it's going to be guys from other teams that you're going to want to watch more of because even though I'm a Steelers fan, I'm going to want to watch more of Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to
Right.
want to watch more of Travis Kelsey. It is what it is. Just like I, wanted to watch more of Aaron Donald, even though I'm a huge, huge TJ Watt stan. But
Right.
it's things like that. And don't knock me, still a nation, but I also wanted to watch more of Ray Lewis in Ed Reed when I was younger too, even though T. Palomar was my all time guy. But it's just
No, you got to keep your eye on the rivalries. You got to keep your eye on the competition. I mean, I'm a diehard Niner fan, but I don't know if you can see this. People probably freak
hey,
out. I got a Dallas jersey. They're gonna freak out.
oh no.
Yeah, but in my defense, it was gifted to me by Drew Pearson, Hall of Famer. And if you look at the picture, way up there, I'm wearing my Niner shirt, so it's fair. But
Yeah, hey,
you know,
you let them know
what
you're
would,
a Niner fan.
what would the Niners be without Dallas? What would Dallas be without the Niners? I mean, the catch. These are like that's part of what we love about football are all the rivalries that we live for. And if I correct me if I'm wrong, but one of your biggest rivals are the Ravens, right?
The biggest rival.
So you got to keep your eye on who's on the other side,
Hey,
right?
it is what it is. It doesn't take away your fandom, but it just, at least you let them know that, hey, I appreciate you, I respect you, but it's always going to be bang, bang, Niner game. Just like it's
100%.
always going to be, here we go when it comes this way. If I was to see Ed Reed or Ray Lewis or Terrell Suggs tomorrow, or hell, even Joe Flacco at this point, but it is what it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is. But you know what, Monica? We speak on football, we speak on the season. So overall, let's hear your recap of the 2023-2024 NFL season. So your San Francisco 49ers went 12-5. They went first in the NFC West division, correct me, and then they placed first in the NFC and had home field advantage throughout the entire year. Went to the NFC Championship, defeated, if I'm not mistaken, the Detroit Lions in a close game after coming back. I think you were down by 21 or 23 between those points, and then you advanced to the Super Bowl, where unfortunately, not to remind you, you fell short to the Chiefs in overtime. Mahomes
Yep.
and Magic, let's just say, got another one.
Yeah, you took me right through it. I mean, you were right on and everything. I was there at Levi for the Green Bay Niner game, and I was there for the Detroit game, and I was actually, thanks to Kelly Clarkson and Jerry Rice and Crucial Catch, I was there for the Super Bowl. So I was at all three games. And I've said it before, last season was probably one of the best seasons um, of just full of emotions. Being down at half with Green Bay, coming back and winning that with Brock. With Brock, our guy who hasn't even been in the league, 2 years, and then to turn around and do it again at home, Detroit, who's never been to the Super Bowl. It was just like to be in the stands when you're down. I think we were down 24-7. I think at halftime, and you could feel like we're like, this can't be happening. Like, this can't be happening. And then I always give credit to the band Journey. Journey came out at halftime and saying, don't stop believing. And it was like everything opened up. The fans were like, you know what? We ain't going out like this. Because a lot of people don't know this, but the Bay has strong ties to Journey and that song. It's like our theme. So when they came out and they started singing that song, you could feel the vibe of the crowd change. And I don't know what was going on in the locker room while that was going on, but I have a feeling they were saying, we ain't going out like this either. And next thing you know, we win. And then we go to the Super Bowl. And then we go to the Super Bowl. And that is just still hard to relive that one, because, I mean, there's just, that should have been our.
You were right there.
I don't ever like to blame things on refs, and I don't really go down that. I just try not to go down that. But I got to tell you, even with the calls that weren't made, we had several chances to bring home that 6-3. And we didn't. And that's just what it is. And it's going to be very interesting to see what this year brings. And I've said it before as well, is like, I really do believe that we'll be back there as long as Brock stays healthy. I believe that we'll be back there again. Our roster is stacked. I think it's the best in the league. And here's the thing with the Chiefs, like, they're good. They're good. I don't think they're the best team, though. I really don't. But you can't give them these little windows. You have to play almost a perfect game, and you can't give them time. You can't give Patrick and Andy and Travis and Pacheco, 40 seconds, they could get 7 in 40 seconds. You really can't leave any time on the clock, and you got to be up by a significant amount. But yeah, that was a tough loss. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm ready for this year. I believe in my boys, and with or without Brandon Aiyuk, I believe we can be there again.
Definitely. It's hard to rule it out because I just feel, and don't kill me, but the only teams that are standing in your way are the teams that you beat last year to get there.
Right.
It's the straight facts. It's
Right.
Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, and it's Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, who no one expected to go as far as they did. One, because the Lions, well, at that time were the Lions, but they did say when they beat the defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, in their season opener when they were celebrating their Super Bowl win from last year, from the previous season, correct me, that this ain't the same Detroit. They said that on Instagram Live when they went in the locker room celebrating a big win, because that is huge. To be the underdog, to be the worst team in football for I think the past 5 years, and then you turn around and to make your statement, you knock off the defending champions, who are considered not only the big dogs of the AFC, and rightfully so, we'll give it to them right now, and the biggest dogs in the yard in the entire league. That's a statement, and I think that's what Detroit definitely did. I think that's were their intentions on doing, but that's it. That's all you see. I don't see you guys losing the NFC West this year. I cannot see that, because the Rams losing Aaron Donald, that's a massive loss. And this is a year or two after they traded Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins. And they have nobody to replace them. Okay, Aaron Donald is irreplaceable. That's a once in a generational talent. And you can argue that Jalen Ramsey, vice versa, can be said about him as well. But they just don't have enough to stop that high power offense. Brock Purdy could definitely game manage. He could definitely take over games. You have Christian McCaffrey still. You have George Kittle, who a lot of people seem to forget about, and they need to stop being ignorant. I mean, Lord, we mentioned the best tight ends in the league, and yes, I get this Travis Kelce. Yes, I get this Mark Andrews. But why do we forget about George Kittle, who be the X factor in a lot of games? A lot of Brock Purdy's game-winning drives, it starts with Kittle getting 20, 30, 40 yards off just one pass.
And didn't he just break a record? Didn't he just break a record, 1,000 yards?
Yes, he did. Consistently. I think it was 3-5 years straight. That's a record. That's saying a lot.
And you're not a wide receiver. You're a tight end. You know what I mean?
Tight end. There's only one tight end I will put over George Kittle right now, and his name is Travis, and his last name is Kelce. That's it. That's it.
I can't say that, but you can, but I can't. But don't get me wrong. I think he's good. I think they're both right there. But my one would be Kittle. Look, right there. Where is he? There he is. But I get what you're saying, and I mean, there's no doubt that those two are the best in the league, and that's why Kittle, he needs to get his ring this year. We need to get it for these guys. We need to get it for TMC. We need to get it for Kyle. We need to get it for Brock still got time, but we got to get it for Debo. We got to get it for the vets on the team. Let's go. This year it's going to happen. I want to be right there somehow, cheering on my boys, yelling all year long. I'm going to lose my voice. I'm ready for it, girl. I'm so ready. The revenge tour starts now.
Yes. Yep, definitely.
And I'll be damned if I let Kansas City. There ain't going to be no three-peat. It's not going to happen. We can't let it happen. The Niners, we cannot let it happen.
As an AFC fan, I'm going to close my mouth about that one, because we got Kansas City Christmas in Pittsburgh, which that's a game I'm actually looking forward to, because I think that will be the game to test our defense this year, who has stacked up a lot this year, in my opinion. But a whole nother time for another place. But speaking of teams and speaking of receivers, I have to bring this up to you. because
Yeah.
I need to know your thoughts on this. So they are having difficulties, Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers organization. So they're having difficulties with coming up with an agreement, a mutual agreement on a great deal for his extension. And now it got so ugly to a point. It already been linked on the internet that he was talking to his college quarterback. I think his name Jaden Daniels, who is now part of the
Yeah.
Commanders,
Yeah.
and saying that they won't pay me or they don't want me and things like that. And then, okay, we hear that they are in contract negotiations or whatever afterwards. And then we turn around, we click on our keyboard or we click on our phones, whatever, and it pops up from NFL.com, ESPN, the great Adam Schefter and Mike Gruzzillo. All guys are, pretty much reporting that he requested a trade from the team. And it's just, let's just say it shook a lot of heads. If break the internet was the number one thing in sports right now for the NFL, it would be about this trade, because now the money question is, will he be in part of the 49ers this year, or will he sit out? Or will he be traded before the start of the season, because the trade deadline ain't till October. So what are your overall thoughts about him, wanting out, his contract deal, all this controversy and drama after, like you said, an incredible season where unfortunately you fell short to the Chiefs?
Yeah. So I just did a reel on this within 30 minutes of getting that information, and I was hot and I was heated. I don't know if you saw it yet,
I
but
didn't.
it has made its rounds, pretty viral, because I was pretty honest, and I'm always going to keep it real, whether it's my team or not. That's one thing you can count on at Football Sexy. Women are going to be real, and me included. And I don't appreciate the antics. And I think, judging from all the comments, we have like 600 comments on my reel. I would say 9 out of 10 Niner fans are over it as well. And I was one that was yelling, Aiyuk, Aiyuk, Aiyuk is on fire. I was all in last year. But here's where I think it started to go downhill, and a lot of people may not know this. Right after we lost the Super Bowl, his girlfriend, his brother went on social media and started talking bad about the Niners. This is why we're not going to be there. Don't forget what brought you there, because Brandon Aiyuk only had 3 targets, or 3 catches in the Super Bowl. So that started, and to do that within minutes of losing, I felt was very unprofessional, very disrespectful, and it has gone downhill since then. There's been several social media posts, Jaden Daniels and all that. It's like having a girlfriend and you haven't broke up yet, but you're out there flirting with other women, talking like you're still on the team. You unfollowed us, I get it, but I don't do messy and I don't do unprofessionalism, and so I don't like what I'm seeing. Now, do I want him to stay? I want him to stay if we can make a cohesive partnership. I have always been one to not like people in the locker room that are going to be a cancer, right? You, as a Steelers fan, AB comes to mind, right? These things,
You all right? Whole other story, girl.
Yeah, these things can ruin a season. Look at the Eagles. They had an amazing draft last year. For all intents and purposes, they should have been the ones who we were beating, not Detroit. But because they have some discord, not even close to this, just a little bit of discord in that locker room, they didn't even get a chance to be in the Super Bowl. So it is beyond it is beyond upsetting to see this go down the way it's going down. We all know that the Niners hold cards, but if I'm the Niners, how long do I hold on to a player who I'm losing trust for? So am I going to trust you on 3rd and 15 that you're gonna catch that ball, or I'm just saying, like, that now there's a trust factor. If I'm the team, if I'm the coach, I don't know that I'm gonna give you that ball anymore. You have to fix the discord for me to play you. And if you're gonna sit out, you're gonna lose 50,000 every. Like, I think he loses 50,000 a day if he doesn't show up to camp. So there's all these things, and for what? That's the thing. You want $4 million difference. We offered you 26 million. This is what I think is fair. This is what is really frustrating for a lot of Niner fans. You keep comparing yourself to other wide receivers that have actually, regardless of what you say, their stats, they're on another level. You came right in at the same year as Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson has had 1,000 yards every year for 4 years. I get it though. So like, then the way BA's thinking is like, yeah, but I've only had 1,000 yards in the last 2 years, which is true. And he was in the doghouse for the last 2 years. He was dropping passes. He was still learning the game. No, that's not a bad thing. He was just, Justin Jefferson got out quicker, faster, for whatever reason. So, you know what I mean? But you can't, I want his money. But you're on a winning team, bro. You're on a Super Bowl caliber, and you're not the one holding it down. Just so you know, there's this guy. We have the best running back in the league in Christian McCaffrey. We have the best tight end in the league, in my eyes, with George Kittle. We have the best fullback in the league with Kyle Juszczyk. And we have a top 10 receiver on the other side of you, which is Deebo Samuel.
Don't forget your defense. Don't forget your defense.
Oh, I haven't even got to the defense. You have, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is you can't, we're going to distribute the ball accordingly. And so if he wants to be just that number one guy on another team, and you're going to go 2-15, then yeah, send him to the Panthers, I guess. But
no, don't do that.
I'm a Scorpio.
Suicide.
I'm a Scorpio. If he acts up, I'm be like, I ain't sending you to where you want to go. Like, I'm not. I'm just not going to send you where you want to go. I'm just saying, if I'm the Niners and I know you want to go to the Steelers and I know you want to go to the Commanders, I ain't sending you there unless it's really good for us.
Oh, like, no.
No, because this is business. It's like, how much are you going to give me for Brandon?
Ooh, see, that's a toss-up. That's a toss-up.
What are you going to give me? I think the easiest trade would be, let's just swap Devontae Adams, and he could be a Raider. To me, that's the easiest one, because you don't really compete with us. So the Raiders aren't going to be on our level, but they'll be really happy to have a Brandon Aiyuk. I mean, we're talking about all this stuff, and at the end of the day, I like Brandon. You cannot deny what he has done for the team, especially in the last 2 years. Some of those clutch catches were exactly that, clutch. It's just the social media thing that is just putting a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Thousands, not just me. I mean, it's been one after another. It's just constant. And at some point, you just have to wonder, what are you going to do? What message are we sending if we keep him in the locker room?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
I don't know. You went through AB. You went through that.
Oh, don't remind me, Monica.
I'm sorry. I know. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, this has, I see it in all the comments, this has AB vibes. And the difference, the thing about that, and because I keep my eye on all the football, is I was watching and I'm going, man, that is a cancer. That is a cancer in the locker room, and it showed that Tomlin didn't have a hold of him, and look what happened. And then he was a problem for another team, and taking off his shirt. So that's what I'm saying. So I think also BA needs to be careful, because when you show who you are, usually that doesn't change. So yes, you're a great wide receiver, but as a coach and as a person and a human, what is the price that you're going to take for just a good player? And I hate to say it, but there was another guy who was a great tight end, right? And his name was Aaron Hernandez. And I'm not putting BA on that, But I'm just saying,
Behavior matters.
behavior matters. That's all I'm saying. And some people were like, well, that was just his girlfriend. Control your family, bro.
And not only that, but you didn't even come out and apologize for that, or
Ever.
it's like you didn't say anything to justify that. You just let it be like, F it, it's already out there, blah 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 blah. And you knew you were being recorded because you turned around and you seen her with the camera in your face.
It's on
So
purpose.
it's not like
It was on purpose.
accidental. You did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So you do all of that. It's hard. It's hard, but he is, like you said, a bomb player. He would definitely make whoever. It depends, because if he gets traded to Pittsburgh, then it's going to turn from playoff contenders, which I thought they already was before any of this, to possible Super Bowl contenders with the upgrades that they had on offense, this offseason, along with extra additions of Patrick Queen and guys like that on defense. But flip it back, would you, if you're Kyle Shanahan, allow Mike Tomlin, out of all coaches, to get their hands on another receiver?
Nope.
The history
Nope.
that they have of already developing receivers that you never heard the name of. And
Right.
this is the thing. No, you don't have Big Ben anymore, but you got Russell Wilson. And you got Justin Fields, who to me did not get the fair shot in Chicago, but definitely is now in the predicament where whether it's him or Wilson, there's no more excuses for either one of them anymore, because we know the coach, you got the defense, you got the culture, you got the running backs with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, you got you got George Pickens, you got Pat Freiermuth, you got Calvin Austin. That could be huge danger, especially for an AFC conference where like 75 to 90% of your secondaries are extremely vulnerable. And it's not enough you don't got answers for Pickens one-on-one, but him and Aiyuk, woo! But it's like, go back to what you said, or what you asked. What are we going to be willing to give up? Are we going to give up the first and the second? Are we going to give up a second and a third? But it's going to be some real costly draft picks. This is a high price. But not only that, but whoever trades for this man, you're going to have to pay the big price and big bucks too. The money got to be there too. But the one thing about Omar Khan is that if there's a way, he's shown you that. But will he show us that with Brandon Aiyuk? Will the 49ers let that go down? Unfortunately, still a nation. As much I'm hoping I'm wrong, I really do, but it's just a pride thing. We're not going to trade you to Mike Tomlin out of all head coaches. No way in hell. If it goes down, though, I'm jumping in the air and I will do a take on this. But
I understand. Well, right now we're apparently not taking any offers. We got them.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So we don't even have to pick up the phone. We don't even have to pick up the phone and, let him spin out on his own. Let him do what he's got to do. But as a coach, the hard part about this is that a coach is like, now am I going to let you on the field? And what, am I going to give you targets now? Like, that's what I don't like. And that's why I honestly feel like if they don't fix the relationship, let alone the money, like if they don't fix the relationship, how does that play out? And if I'm a player, I'm secretly getting irritated with you too, bro.
Yeah,
like we're all out here trying to win a ring, and all you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, but $4 million in the grand scheme of things, when you have players like Patrick Mahomes taking less money, Tom Brady taking less money, Kyle Juszczyk just took less money, to be a part of a 49er Super Bowl, it makes me look at you like, I don't know that you are you're not being a team player, and I get it, you want your bag, but the Niners didn't offer you $14 million, they offered you 26. People act like they act like we wanted him to play for free. No, we offered him a great number.
Yeah.
Which was fair. And just because
that's a high price for a number two, though. I'm not even gonna lie. It is. And that's the thing. And I hate the point fingers, but I think that, what was the final straw for Brandon Aiyuk, even though he's not as good as these receivers. I just think that with the Justin Jefferson's deal that just happened with the Vikings, and then we all know Cincinnati is going to pay Jamar Chase his money, who's most likely going to get more than what Justin Fields got in Minnesota or somewhere up there. I think he's looking at it from that perception, but like we said, you're not as good as Justin Jefferson. No disrespect, but
he thinks he is, apparently. So, which is fine. We love that you have, we love that you're confident. We love all that. But I think when I always forget his name. Amon Ra St. Brown. Amon. When he got his, he went on, and then Brandon Aiyuk went on social media and was dancing like, okay, he got his, now I get mine. And it's just like, I just don't like it. And I'm quite frankly tired of like having to talk about it on Football Sexy over and over and over because he's always doing something.
It's annoying.
And I'm sure people are like tired of me still posting about it, And there's probably something right now. While we've been doing this, he probably posted something. By the time we get off, I'll have to probably go address it again. So
yeah,
we'll see. Get your popcorn.
Oh yeah, I got plenty in this closet. But all right, we gotta move on. So here we go. Brandon Aiyuk trade coming off massive wins. 12-5 record, first in the NFC, first in the NFC West, back-to-back NFC Championship games, Super Bowl. What are the expectations for the 2024 NFL season?
That's the easiest question I could have been asked. It is to be in New Orleans and raise that Lombardi trophy. To get Kyle a ring, to get George Kittle a ring, to get CMC a ring, to get Debo, to get for all of my boys on defense. Like I will be crying of happiness when this happens because we've been through it, man. To be there 3 times in the last 5 years or what have you, and not bring it home. I want to get that monkey off of Kyle's back. I want him to get one. Just as much as I want it for me, I want it for my boys who have worked so hard, and many of them work hard in the trenches together. So I'm just ready. We have the roster to do it. O-line, protect Brock. Protect Brock. We protect Brock, and I believe we'll be there. We get Hufanga back. We'll get Greenlaw back in the middle. We'll get a lot of people back, man. I'm just telling you, like it's time. It's go time because, as a lot of people know, a lot of these contracts from our current players will be up after this season. So, and that's one reason why they're not giving Brandon that extra $4 million. Because the one thing about the Niners is we always think about the future, and we're one of the few teams and a blessed teams that we've been in the Super Bowl conversation year after year after year after year, and that is because the front office is always thinking ahead. And that is why there's that $4 million difference, I think, because they have plans for that $4 million.
Yeah, agree. So
and Brock's gonna get his bag.
Hey, I think so too. And Tuona Hufanga, if I'm not, it's a player day with the safety market. Yeah, you're gonna have to have the bag for him because to me, when healthy, that is the best safety in the NFC conference. Yeah, I would put him number 1 if it wasn't for Mika and Doran James, but. Hufanga, like I said before, I'll say it again, modern day Troy Polamalu, so it's a blessing to have that. But before I let you go, Monica, football is sexy. Are there anything that we should expect moving forward?
Man, I'm working on a lot of things behind the scenes. I can't really discuss yet because I don't like to mention them until it's already ready to go, but I will tell you that there's some really cool things happening that include bringing women fans together from all different teams, all people, all teams. And it would not shock me if we end up in Vegas and we do some first things that have never been done. The podcast should be rolling out as well. We'll start that with the season. of course, follow the social media because I always got things to say, and we're gonna let people like you collab.
I'm sorry, we lost you real quick. Um,
There you
sorry,
go.
you froze.
That's okay. It
Um,
happens.
it ha-
But yeah, we're gonna do a lot of fun things this season, all around giving women a place to feel seen and heard in the world of football, and bring women together. So it's gonna be a fun year. It's going to be a great year, and I'm excited for your teams. Just so you know, Steelers were my second team growing up. I was
awesome.
I gravitated towards them. Franco Harris, Lynn Swan, Terry Bradshaw. I was because out here there was only 13 channels when I was growing up. There was no streaming, there was no cable, and so a lot of times my Niners went on, and it was the Dallas Cowboys and the Steelers, and I instantly gravitated more towards the Steelers. So I have a little bit of love for the Steelers, and they're like my second team. So I'm rooting for you guys too. I think you guys got a great team, and excited to see how far you guys go too.
Thank you. Definitely vice versa with your 49ers. But that's all I have for you, Monica. Thank you for once again joining. Sorry for the
Uh,
technical difficulties
it
at
happens,
the
girl.
time. They do this all the time when the episode gets good. I can't
Yeah.
stand that. But thank God we got to the end. I wish you, your 49ers, the best of luck, as I will be waving my terrible towel loud and proud for my fellow Pittsburgh Steelers. If you guys have not, please follow Football is Sexy both on Instagram, and you have an X account or no?
That's right. Oh, do I
Yup.
have a what?
You have Twitter, or we only
Well,
on
Instagram,
IG?
Facebook, most everything, YouTube, TikTok, but our biggest platform is Instagram.
There you go. Follow us, and please follow Miss Monica at Monica Madrid 49. This has been the Shay Max Show, and this is your host signing out.
Thank you, girl. You are amazing. So honored to have been on your show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of the Shay Max Show. This is your host, Shay, signing out. Click the follow and subscribe button now for more episodes and to get updates on the show. To view more content from the show, give us a follow on your favorite platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and much more, all at the Shay Max Show. And you can give me, your host, a follow on those same platforms at Shay Max Sports.